Look how big that spider is that was hiding behind them shelves. Thank God it's dead. Oh my God. Terrifying. Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Recently, I've been feeling rather restless, and that's because the studio is just getting a little bit too cramped, a little bit too crazy and too busy, surprisingly enough. So I thought I would have a really good rejig, resort, decorate, make it a million times better, and give me some more space as well, because at the moment I feel kind of backed into a corner, and I have to drag my chair over, and it's just a pain in the ass basically. And normally I would do this all off camera and then just surprise you in one video, but I thought you would be quite interested to see the entire process and see what it's like to rejig and change everything over. And as you can see what the studio looks like at the minute, there's some shelving up which kind of blocks my entrance into my desk. All my recording area is kind of shoved in one corner, and there are like a million holes in my walls, which was my own fault. And don't worry, the crafts are still going to go back up once I've taken them all down and sorted the walls out. But I've got some ambitious plans, so hopefully it's all going to work out. So I guess we'll start with the first step and move everything off this back wall, take it all down. I'm going to do that now. I'm regretting it already and I haven't even started. Look how big that spider is that was hiding behind them shelves. Thank God it's dead. Oh my God. Terrifying. I'm completely struggling where to put everything. There's too much stuff. This is the problem with being a hoarder. You just can't get rid of things. I'll find a way. I'll find a way. Don't worry. One lot of shelves down, one more to go. I'm knackered already. Well, I've just moved that second shelf to the back of the studio, and I was worried it wasn't going to fit, but it has. It's fit perfectly. So that's good. The only thing is, I've got this stupid thing, and I have no idea where I can put it. So I think I'll have to figure that out last. At least it's on wheels. Right, the shelving's sorted and I finally found a place for everything. And now it's time to tackle all my crafts. But this should be easier than the shelves, so I'm not too mad. And if you're curious to know about the pressed leaves that I did in an episode of the Blind Pinterest Challenge, I can't remember which one, but they're still alive. They're still actually living in there. I'm quite surprised. They haven't rotted yet. My little tiny subscriber sticker. Go subscribe! I'm just gonna have to quickly Google how to get wall plugs out because they are not coming out at all. Well, apparently you just use a screw and then yank it out, so we'll soon find out. Hey, it worked. Definitely works. Look at all the screws and nails that were in my wall. There were so many, and all of these wall plugs. And the damage is quite significant. There's quite a few holes in there. That's of something else. So this is going to be a little bit of a job for us. But I am absolutely loving how much space I've got to work with. So I think it's going to look really good. But I'm going to have my lunch first, and then we'll get on with filling all these holes up, sanding it all down, and then hopefully I can get painting today as well. But we'll soon find out. Right, I'm back from my lunch and I thought I'd give you a little tutorial on how to fill holes in your wall. Just in case you didn't know how to do it, it's really, really easy. Okay, so for this all you need is some poly filler. And I think it costs about £2. It's not expensive at all. And you just want to take a little bit onto your finger. You can use a spatula if you want, but I find a finger's a lot easier. Find the hole that you want to cover and you just smear it in and try to get it as smooth as possible. And don't worry if it's too lumpy because you'll be sanding this all down anyway. In fact, I'm gonna get a spatula because I think it's gonna be easier. Normally my finger's fine, but these are pretty deep holes, so. And there we go, hole filled. Now I just have to do it for however many 100 holes are in this bloody wall. Right, so that's the walls all filled up now, and I just need to wait a couple more hours and then we can move on to the next step. Right, so the polyfiller's all dry now and it's ready for sanding, and it's my least favourite job. Sandpaper, for some reason, the touch of it makes us cringe so hard. Just get it out the way with. Right, that's done, and that was definitely the worst part so far. I hated it. So I'm going to tidy up, put some protective stuff down on the studio floor, and then we can get to painting. Right, I'm all set to paint, and I've decided to go for a mint macaroon, or macaron, I'm not sure how you pronounce that. I know it's them little biscuits. And I think it's going to be quite a nice colour. I didn't want to paint the studio too crazy or too bright because I didn't want to give anyone a headache. Hopefully anyway, because I'm not going to paint it again. And by the way, don't comment on my painting technique because I'm not a decorator, I'm an artist, okay? Well, I think that's me pretty much done for today. I'm absolutely knackered. I don't know whether these walls are going to need a second coat. I'm pretty sure that they're going to. Is it the best paint job I've ever seen? No. Is it the worst paint job I've ever seen? It might be. I don't know. But once it's dry, it might look amazing. You never ever know. It might not even need a second coat. Well, I'll catch up with you tomorrow if I decide to do stuff tomorrow. I might not. It might be next week. Who knows? But I'll see you when I see you. Well, it's a new day in the studio and I've just been for a run, so I look very disheveled and a sweaty hot mess. Pretty gross, but just ignore it. And the paint jobs turned out quite well actually. I'm quite pleased with myself and my abilities. The colour definitely isn't mint, it's more of a baby blue, but it is still patchy, so I'm going to have to do a second coat and that should just even it all out, and then we should be able to start organising it and putting things back up and all the good stuff. So let's start painting again. Right, I think that's pretty much the painting finished now. If it still looks patchy tomorrow, I don't care, I'll cover it with crafts. I think there still are going to be a few marks where I've had bigger holes in the wall, and especially where I've had them tape marks. What I like to call them is memories. Yep. The imperfections on your walls are just memories of times before. I don't even believe my own shit. Bollocks. Well, it's a new week in the studio and I've been busy assembling this shelving unit, which I thought would look nice for all my crafts and give me a lot more space as well for them all. It only took me several hours to assemble. Worth it. And I also need to put all the crafts back on the wall, and I've got some command hooks, not sponsored or anything like that, but I've seen them advertised on the telly, and apparently you can stick them on your wall and then, I don't know how it works, but you pull them off and it doesn't take away the paint or anything. I am a little bit skeptical about them because I don't know whether they're going to hold all the weight for some of the other crafts. So if it does fail, or if some of them fail, then my final resort is to just hammer holes in the walls and screws and nails again, but I want to avoid it the best I can. So let's start the final hurdle. I maybe could have done with a few more lights because it's looking a little bit sparse at the minute, but hopefully once I put all the crafts up, it'll even it all out. Fingers crossed. Right, all my crafts are finally up. It took a lot longer than I thought it was going to, but I think it's looking really good. I quite like it, and I've got more space for more crafts. Now I just need to add some final touches. I've got some soft furnishings. It's just a piece of carpet. And then I'll reformat the lighting and the camera angles and all that kind of other stuff. Make sure everything's looking alright on camera, and then I can do the full reveal. Yes, so that's the studio makeover completed, and it's been a long few days, it really has. I knew it was going to take us a while to do, but I wasn't expecting it to take us quite as long. But I'm really happy with the results. So this is what the studio looked before. And this is what the studio looks like now. And I just think it looks a lot more colourful, a lot more bright, a lot more welcoming, and it just feels like a proper recording space now. It feels almost perfect, really. There might be a few things I tweak here and there, but for the most part, I'm pretty happy with it. But hopefully you've enjoyed seeing the process behind the studio makeover, and hopefully you like the new studio as much as I like it. The studio, in fact, does go way further back there, but that's where all the kind of behind the scenes stuff is, and it's very messy and very embarrassing, so I'm not going to show you that part. I'll just keep you in this side, okay? But if you did enjoy today's video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you next week for a brand new video. Bye!